Yeah, still in the Hall of Echoes. I would say, before we leave this place, let's have a talk with all our companions. Ooh, and the spirit of the Red Prince. I wonder if he's more humble in death, but I don't think so. Do you think so? Can you imagine the Red Prince being humble? Me neither.
I will not fade. The sun shall find me. She will set her loved one free.
Well, I mean, maybe he comes back once more with the help of the God King. Then again, he doesn't seem to do that, like, indefinitely. Ooh, we can also talk to Solora. Ah, later. At least that, Diana. Sounds nice. Or at least a little bit better, I guess.
Hail.
Spoken to Malady yet? She said to talk to the Lady Vengeance when we're ready to move on.
That's easy enough.
Well, hello again.
Oh, he sounds so insecure. So, I was wondering, what's happening next?
As much as I would enjoy sailing these waters with you, I fear our time is short. I believe Malady recommended speaking to the ship's head when you were ready to leave. But I suppose it all depends on how much faith you put in a half-demon.
I mean, she brought us into the Hall of Echoes once before and got us out. So, I do have faith. What's the worst that could happen, right?
Hey up.
I hear we're about ready to move out. Reckon you'll need to talk with the ship head to summon Malady and let her know we're ready.
All the Roman scenes last time were so nice. Really enjoyed them. Oh, there's someone hiding. Basically inside of Fane. Hi, Lohse.
You okay, Chief?
I gotta say, loving this game, and sometimes confused how different like the options of dialogue are you get. Like, I mean, Beast and Ifan basically just tell you something. With Fane you had a little bit of options, and with Lohse we have 3 options. You know, I've noticed you were in a pretty bad shape on the island. I had expected the demon to make an appearance.
She says nothing for a moment, but chews her lip, deep in thought.
To be honest, so did I. When we first arrived on the island, I could barely keep a lid on it. But when we fought the gods, it suddenly grew quiet.
Which is interesting, right? Also interesting that we also fought a god for Lohse, despite her having mainly Adramelic, right? Like also if you play as Lohse, the god you meet is actually always the demon, so Dr. Deva slash Adramelic, and not one of the 7.
I think it's waiting, biding its time. For what, I'm not totally sure, but it's eager.
That's not good. But I mean, we're on the way to Ark, so we can have a talk with the doctor.
I wish I didn't have to say that.
I guess I'm alright, despite everything that just happened.
It's funny, isn't it? From here, none of it seems real. Dallas, the gods. I mean, we killed a god.
Not just one, right? Like 3. Or 4, right? How many gods did we kill? We killed the Elven one, Tisandilius, Relic, Amadia, and Duna. It was 4. So, what do you think this all means?
You want to know the truth? I don't think it means anything at all. I think it means if you live a life, things will happen. Crazy things, painful things, fantastic things. You can't pick which ones you'll get. All you can do is live them.
Life is a surprise box.
She looks out into the swirling blue and green of the hall and sighs.
Let's rest up. Whatever comes next, I want to be ready for it.
I think we really need all the rest we can get.
Are you ready to continue the journey? One word and the Lady Vengeance will take us back to our world.
Alright, but I mean, we do have quite a few companions, so let's have a talk. Unfortunately, we lost Sir Gareth. It was really sad. That never happened to me before, and it was so painful to take him down. And also all the elves on the Nameless Isle.
The day was lost, and no one won. Divinity is still up for grabs. Will you be the one to grab it? I do so wonder.
I mean, I guess it mainly depends on what Dallas is going to do with Divinity on her hands, right? I mean, she's probably not just going to put it on the shelf. So, what's in your mind?
Naught but the demon I'm hunting. A trivial task, really, compared to your current pursuits of divinity.
Is it though? It didn't seem like very trivial, especially when you tried to exercise Lohse. Did you speak to Melody recently?
I did. She's quite graciously taking us to demon-haunted arcs. Our pursuits align and continue.
Alrighty. Let's talk to Solora. Life is like a magic box of beans. You never know what you're gonna get. Well, maybe a little bit like jelly beans. The ones where you also have the cursed ones and the good ones. Maybe it's like that. Do you like jelly beans? I don't know. I think I do like them, but every time when I'm in the mood for some and I get some, I'm always like, huh, they're nice, but not as nice as I remember them. And that happens like all the time. The others would have died anyway with the island exploding, sadly. True, never thought about that way. I mean, maybe they could have escaped? But true, the whole island is sinking.
Shh, Quercus. It's okay. We're okay. He runs his paws over the cat's skeleton with long, methodical strokes. Sometimes his fingers curl, as if he's forgotten that Quercus's fur is long gone.
Oh. I wonder how Quercus came to be, if it was like always like a skeleton cat? Or... Because I mean this gesture kind of implies that Quercus used to be a real cat.
Shh, don't cry. We got out. We made it. We're safe. They can't get us here. The knights will never hurt us again, Quercus. I promise.
Again? What did the Knights of Dre do to you before?
Quercus, after all the shield has done, do you think it's time?
Do we finally learn the truth of the great Acorn?
Yes. Yes, I think so too. The story belongs to us both. And by now the shield deserves to know the truth.
This whole story about the great Acorn is so... nuts. Get it?
The squirrel looks up and meets your eyes for the first time. Small, shining beads take you in.
We have traveled some time together, Shield. There were times when I very nearly lost heart. My research, so much of it has led to naught. At times, I fear I am no closer to stopping the Acorn than when I started.
Yeah, same Diana. I think there used to be like a jelly bean challenge or something like that. Kinda like that.
But you have been relentless. When I felt I might falter, you sallied forward. You and the Quercus have given me strength when mine waned.
I mean... Also the question is, how many Squirrel Knights are there out there? Is there like a whole army of them?
You deserve to know the truth. The reason I know so much about the Knights of Dre, the reason I'm the one who needs to stop them, well, I was one of their order once. I was an acolyte of the Great Acorn.
Huh. So former Void Servant, I guess. If the Great Acorn is tied to the Void, but I guess that's heavily implied.
I saw dwarves tear down my forest, turning my home into weapons of war. I saw humans launching great orbs of fire into the homes of my friends.
No.
I saw lizards shackling the citizens of the land with harnesses and whips. The great acorn would stop you all for good.
I still do wonder, like, why Great Acorn? Like, is it just like a form it took for them? Is it just how they see it? I don't know. Is that just like the forest dweller term for God King? Is he offended by being called the Great Acorn? I don't know. And Lavender narrows his eyes. You're talking about genocide.
And what do you call the destruction of an entire forest and all its inhabitants? They call it progress. We call it genocide. The same as you. You reap what you sow. Isn't that right? At least, that's what I thought then. I believed in the cause of the Great Acorn. I believed the Knights of Dre were righteous in their quest.
I mean, then the question is, what changed? What changed Solora?
But they proved themselves zealots. Heartless.
Oh, the people going for a genocide proved themselves heartless. I'm sorry, you could have seen that coming.
He runs his paws along Quercus's bony head and scritches the space behind his ear. Quercus rattles a dry, contented purr.
Quercus was once a beautiful, burnished orange, long of hair, green of eye, so soft of tread he could stalk through a thicket of dry thorns without disturbing a single one. That was before the Knights of Dre decided, well, they decreed.
Oh. Did they kill the cat? Was like death to all living beings?
They executed him.
Great. But then I wonder, how was the cat resurrected? And Lavender nods solemnly. I'm sorry.
Squirrels alone shall reap the great acorn's blessings, they said. It's unnatural to associate with other species, they said.
Isn't that basically what nature always does? Like, other species together?
So, they killed him, my friend. It was then I knew that they'd gone too far. It was then that I realized what I had been party to. It took every last bit of magic I had gathered to bring him back. Then we ran. I just wanted to find a safe den where we could hide together, but...
So he's a little squirrel necromancer.
The squirrel sits quietly for a moment, running his hand down the cat's spine. Quercus arches his back and flexes his claws.
But Quercus said we could do more. He said we should push on.
Lavender leans down and pets Quercus.
The cat leans into your palm, rubbing against you, and only a quick act of acrobatics stops Solora from being knocked off. The squirrel throws his hands up in indignity, but you can see a quiet smile spreading underneath his whiskers.
Priorities.
What a bevy of misfits we are! Though I suppose it is best to fit badly in a world gone mad. Fear not, Shield. I will discover how to stop the Great Acorn. I will protect the creatures of this land, all of them, from the Knights. With Quercus at my side, with you at my side, I know I will not fail.
Onward. I don't know, what do you think about Solora? For me it's... I'm kinda torn. Because I think it's a funny character, but it's also such a wonky addition to like all the horrors of the void we can see. Like, I mean, just look at all the servants of the God King, or I don't know, look at what the Magisters do. Then you have Solora, who's like, well, be terrified of the great acorn. Oh well.
Not many things I can fetch around here, but who cares, eh? Look at this place.
I guess it's pretty empty and pretty dead. Who else do we have? It's also interesting that Melody doesn't seem to be around. Where is she? But I mean, I think we met her just when we arrived here, right? I think then we had a little talk. Alright, Tarquin.
All this commotion hasn't made it any easier for me to restore anathema. The fewer distractions, the better.
Excuse me.
An entire island consumed by fire. That's not something you see every day. Not something you want to see every day.
Yeah, very fair. I mean, the only good thing is that there was basically no one left alive on that island. Yay. So, what's in your mind?
The Order. My comrades. I don't regret leaving with Almira, but I did swear an oath. I hear Bishop Alexander made it to the island with some followers. What came of him?
We can't even, like, claim responsibility. You know, I know that Alexander made it to the Nameless Isle, but he must have perished along the way. Somehow.
No loss. The Divine Order grew weak and divided under his stewardship. Perhaps if it survives, it can come back stronger.
Yeah, at least we agree on that. Though I'm not really sure if the Divine Order can be restored. Because, I mean, we still have the whole bunch of White Magisters who seem to be even worse than the Red ones, right? I mean, at least looking at the Paladins we met so far, they seem to be pretty alright, right?
I thought you'd forgotten about me, darling. How goes your little endeavor?
Yeah, well, I've fought my way through the council.
Almira gives you a devilish grin and traces her finger along your forearm.
I mean, I won, but I didn't get divinity.
I had a feeling you'd be one to watch, my dear. I'm glad to hear my faith wasn't misplaced.
Jelly bean with strawberry or jelly bean with earwax taste? Ew. Do you feel lucky? I don't know. Of a 50-50 chance? If it was a game, I think I would do that. Otherwise, like, by myself, I would be like, yeah, not worth it.
Take whatever time you need to gather yourself, my friend. When you are ready, we can proceed.
I mean, I don't think we have anything more to do around here, right? We had our short little romance scene with Ifan, and already watched all the others, and talked with everyone, so off we go to Arcs, I'd say. Say that you know that the Lady Vengeance led Dallas to you on the Nameless Isle. I mean, Dallas said she could just track the ship, right? I don't think it would be fair to blame it on the Lady Vengeance. And I mean, why would she do that? She hates Dallas. Could you maybe summon Melody?
It shall be done.
Hello, my favorite half-demon.
Melody's face is drawn. She seems tired, somewhat subdued. She looks you over and squints.
What's wrong with you? You seem happy.
Why does this have to be wrong? You know, I am. I'm feeling better than I've in quite some time.
It's written all over you. In truth, I'm glad to see it. A joyful god is a just god.
And now I thought you would be sassy. Then again, we're not a god.
I've had some time to think, and there's a few matters I want to discuss before we carry on.
Mm-hmm. Do you now tell us your price?
I doubt you've forgotten the death of Meister Siva.
Which is, if you remember that, been quite some time. Which is kind of odd, cause if you don't go and visit Meister Siva before leaving Driftwood and Reaper's Coast, you don't really discover Meister Siva's death. But, and I mean, we didn't do that in this Let's Play, I just told you, because I know from other playthroughs. But well, hey.
She swallows hard and closes her eyes for a moment, as though trying to dispel a dizzy spell.
Is she sad?
She and I had a deal, you see.
Hmm.
A deal that's now quite obviously defunct. According to its terms, I was to help you ascend to divinity, and she was to help me with another matter.
Another matter? And what might that be?
The details aren't important now, it's just... Never mind. Another entangling alliance. But I won't be able to disentangle it on my own. There may come a time when I need to count on you as an ally.
And you never find out in this game what this matter is, actually, which is kind of sad. But then again, it seemed like it would be relevant in the sequel of this game, Fallen Heroes, which unfortunately was cancelled during BG3's development. So I do wonder if we're ever going to find out. I don't know. We will see if Larian is ever going to revive that project. I would love it. I would love to play that. But yeah. There are many theories, of course. Might be regarding Melody's half-demon heritage. That is something about her dad, so the demon. Because I mean, she was also talking with the advocate, right? Which could be like concerning a demon matter. Or... we don't know. Many think that could be it. I mean, she's also kind of powerful. Maybe she made another pact with someone, or... who knows? I hope we will discover that sometime in the future in another game.
So, are we? Allies, that is.
Not shady at all, not giving you any information. Then again, Lavender is quite trusting and really wants to try to help everyone and save everyone, so... even though I would be very curious about more information, Lavender would say, you know, after all you've done for me, I'd be a fool not to consider you my greatest ally.
I'm glad to hear you say that. We do make quite the team, don't we?
We do, right? Just look around, we're in the Hall of Echoes. For the second time. Alive. Hopefully we will get the Fallen Heroes one day. Oh, I really hope that we will get it. Or something similar, but like a sequel to Dust 2 would be amazing.
I found out where Dallas is heading. There's a great city not far from Driftwood, Arx by name. It's controlled by Magisters, so you'll have your work cut out for you. We have to find out what she's planning to do with the powers of the Seven. You'll need to find her and take back what she stole, and quickly, before she does something irreversible.
Absolutely right, Diana. That's the narrator of BG3. An amazing voice actress. Yeah, I also think that we shouldn't wait for too long. Of course, I mean, Dallas definitely has plans for all the souls.
Dallas, or any of the others for that matter, cannot be allowed to use the powers of the gods. She doesn't understand what must be done. She doesn't understand how to rule.
Authority. It would be amazing to be as skilled as... Unfortunately, I can't remember names. The narrator of BG3 or Melody's voice actress. She has such a nice voice. And I really like how immersive and real the voices she does sound. Amelia Tyler, thank you. How to rule? Please, elaborate.
It's quite simple, really. Chaos is a fact of life, surer than any other. Power is one of the few structures that can cut a line through that chaos.
I would say that depends, because I mean, if you look at all the demons we have and the Voidwoken, they do have quite some power, but they're definitely not stabilizing and bringing order.
If wielded well, that line will mean stability, order, a comfort against the unknowable, changing forces of chaos. If wielded poorly, the line will mean domination, terror, different from chaos, but no better.
True.
Dallas, and the others like her, Alexander, the Mother Tree, the Prince of Shadows, they are little better than demons, really.
And now they're all
seek
dead.
Power at the expense of others, not to create stability, but to create servants. Look at my face, Godwoken. What do you see?
What do we see? We see a mask. An elf and a demon. I like the third answer. Pretty Lavender-like. You know, I see you, Melody. No more, no less.
I suppose we all see what we want to see. When I look in the mirror, I see balance. Balance between darkness and light, between good and evil. Whatever those categories mean.
I think she's answering that no matter which option you take. Yeah, between good and evil, I guess, elven part and demon part.
When the time comes for you to ascend, remember my face. Remember that despite any shortcomings you might have, if you can bring a semblance of balance to the world, you'll have done as good as the Seven did. And if you can be stronger than them, you'll do all the better.
Yeah. I mean, then again, I guess Lucian also started with quite the noble ideals and got corrupted pretty quickly, right? You can't put us in horny jail. We live there. We have the keys. Nice one. And yeah, Emilia Tyler's bloopers for BD3 for the narrator parts were hilarious.
The Seven are gone, slain by their Godwoken, slain by you. You have the potential, the obligation even, to do better than they did. To create a better world than the world they made.
However, that makes me kind of wonder, like, what happened to... I think I also wondered the last time, but it's been 3 weeks, so... I don't know. I do wonder, what happened to the other 7 lords? Because, I mean, we slew 4 of them. But, I mean, we also have, like, a 6-people party. So, we have at least 3 more. We have Xantazza, who should be still alive. We have Vrogir of the orcs, and we have orc imp. What was her name? The lizard one. Oh come on, Ethan. Solsticer. Great. And at least they should be alive, right? Or are they also being killed by the mysterious force which attacked them during the first visions, right? You know, I gotta say, I'm surprised to hear you talk like this. You seem passionate about the state of the world, so I do wonder, why?
I know what evil is, Godwoken. I've seen what chaos can do. It isn't how I picture Rivellon's future. You are my insurance against that. Now, there's little time to spare. We need to get you to Arx, find Dallas, take back what she stole. Shall we go?
I'd say, alright, Lavender nods. 2 arcs. Off to Act 4. And yeah, I absolutely agreed, many of the VAs of BG3 are really awesome. But I have to say, I think also the Divinity Divinity games already have had a few really great voice actors and actresses, but they really outdid themselves in BG3 with the selection. I also really like Gale's voice actor, Tim something. But yeah, those are really great.
Very good. How lucky for you I'm on your side. I'm probably the only one masterful enough to transport an entire ship safely between the land of the dead and the land of the living.
Hmm. Which makes me wonder, is there a way to lose Melody? I think so. I think I read something about that. I think that you're losing Melody if you don't get the free source points, because then you can also have Melody reveal the location of the Nameless Isle to you. And I'm not so sure at what point she dies, but at some point she dies. And then I wonder how that affects like the story. There's also an achievement for that, that you that she tells you the location. But it's really rare, because I mean, why would you skip all the possibilities to get source points?
Captain Melody stands at the ready.
Alright, Captain Melody. Into the, well, gnome.